President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi highlighted the strong Egyptian-Croatian relations and said that Egypt seeks fostering joint cooperation in various domains, as well as increasing trade exchange and upgrading economic ties within the ongoing mega-national projects. This came during his meeting with visiting Croatian Foreign Minister Gordan Radman in the presence of Foreign Minister Semih Shukri and Croatia's ambassador to Egypt. The head of state stressed keenness to combat illegal immigration and asserted that Egypt is successfully dealing with the refugee issue sailing through the Mediterranean Sea within the country's responsibility towards its citizens and partners' security, where he stressed the importance of dealing with this file by reaching radical solutions for economic and development reasons beyond it. Presidential spokesman Bassem Radi said that the Croatian chief diplomat expressed appreciation to President el-Sisi and said that his country is keen on continuing coordination and consultations on several issues of mutual concern. He praised Egypt's efforts in enhancing the dialogue among the Arab and African countries and the European Union, according to the direct link between security in Europe and the current situation in the Middle East. Earlier on Wednesday, Foreign Minister Semih Shukri held talks with the visiting Croatian counterpart, Gordan Radman. Following their meeting, the two top diplomats held a joint press conference where they stressed keenness to boost bilateral relations. Shukri said that the talks tackled means of fostering joint cooperation at the political and economic levels and pushing forward bilateral ties, especially in the fields of energy and tourism. Shukri reiterated that Egypt seeks to enhance economic and trade relations with European countries during the coming period. For his part, the Croatian foreign minister said that his country is keen on bolstering bilateral relations in all fields and praised Egypt's efforts in refloating the stranded mega-vessel in the Suez Canal. Earlier, the President instructed to enhance the activities of the Long Live Egypt Fund for the sake of needy families, with the cooperation and integration between concerned state bodies and NGOs within the framework of the Decent Life initiative that includes several programs in various domains. President el-Sisi directed the intensification of the fund's activities to provide necessary basic commodities for needy brackets at suitable prices and to be available in all governorates across the country ahead of the holy month of Ramadan in Egypt. The President's instructions came during his meeting with Presidential Advisor for Financial Affairs, Major General Mohammed Amin. The spokesman, Bassem Radi, said that the meeting tackled the fund's current and future plans for a number of projects in the field of social protection. Amin, for his part, reviewed the fund's pivotal role in supporting the state's bodies and its active participation in several development projects affiliated to the Long Live Egypt Fund. On his social media account, President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi mourned the death of former Prime Minister Kemal el-Ganzouri and asserted that Egypt lost a unique man of state. President el-Sisi wrote that el-Ganzouri was faithful and true to his country and made great leaps in the political and economic domains, as well as high scientific value and distinguished leadership capabilities. The President also offered his sincere condolences to the former Premier's family. For its part, the Cabinet mourned in its weekly meeting the death of the former Prime Minister Kemal el-Ganzouri, who passed away Wednesday morning. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli led the ministers for a moment of silence. The Cabinet expressed appreciation for the late Premier's national role during his long political career, as he headed the government for two terms in the history of Egypt, presenting or offering an example of sacrifice and giving. Madbouli reiterated that Egypt lost a great national figure who gave an amount of sincere work and loyalty and created an important, reliable economic reference. Foreign Minister Semih Shukri and members of Egypt's diplomacy also mourned the late Prime Minister, sending their condolences to his family and to the Egyptian people. The Foreign Ministry stressed that the late Kamal el-Ganzouri never hesitated in serving the country with great sincerity all through his long political career that lasted for decades, and through which he showed ultimate dedication reflected in his great achievements for this country and for his fellow countrymen. The Grand Sheikh of Al-Azhar, Dr. Ahmed al-Tayyib, mourned the death of the late Prime Minister. The Grand Imam expressed appreciation for el-Ganzouri's national role during his long political path, describing him as a patriot who served this country without hesitation in the most delicate of times, and who worked with great keenness and faithfulness for the sake of the country. The Grand Imam sent his condolences to President el-Sisi, to the late Prime Minister Kamal el-Ganzouri's family, and to the Egyptian people. The head of the National Media Authority, Hussein Zain, also mourned the passing away of the late Prime Minister Kamal el-Ganzouri. The National Media Authority head said Egypt had lost a man of great caliber, and that the late Kamal el-Ganzouri was a high example of both dedication and excellence, who showed great passion in serving his country with leadership and commitment. In other news, formal investigations into how the giant container ship, the Ever Given, ran aground in the Suez Canal, shutting down shipping in the major global waterway for almost a week, began on Wednesday. The Suez Canal Authority Chairman, Osama Rabia, suggested weather conditions, including high winds and human error, could have played a role in the grounding on March 23rd. Rabia's advisor, Captain Said Shaisha, said the investigation will include examining the seaworthiness of the ship and its captain's actions to help determine the causes. The 6-day blockage threw global supply chains into disarray after the 400-meter-long ship became jammed diagonally across a southern section of the canal, the shortest shipping route between Europe and Asia. The Japanese owner of the Ever Given said it had not received any claims or lawsuits over the blockage. Investigators had already boarded the ship, which is in a lake that separates two sections of the canal. The Suez Canal Authority has scheduled accelerated shipping convoys to clear a backlog of more than 400 ships that built up at either end of the canal and along its course after the Ever Given became stranded. It has said it hopes the queues can be cleared by the end of this week.